I may have lucked upon a solution for our problems.
What is that?
Gentlemen, I give you Pickle Lila.
What does my grandmother's pickle relish have to do with our financial problems?
I think this relish could save ELQ.
None of this would have happened if Daddy had just trusted me to run the company. But no, he couldn't even leave me a couple of shares, not one share. Instead, he leaves me a single lousy jar of relish. Oh, my God. The relish! The relish!
What's the matter with it? How old is that stuff? Has it gone off?
No, there's nothing wrong with the relish. It's perfect. This is what's going to save ELQ.
What's going on?
You tell me. Come take a look at this.
Is that McBain taking Rafe Kovich out of his cell?
Yeah. I want you to go through all the surveillance footage that we have of the cell since we brought that Rafe Kovich in. And tell me if there's been any other unexpected visitors.
Sure thing.
John talked to you about the Allison Barrington murder?
No, he gave me an update. Said he talked to the kid and he was going to follow up on a lead.
Did he say he was planning on taking the kid out of the cell?
No, he never said a word about doing that. Where's John taking this kid?
That's what I'd like to know.
Carlson was on guard duty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he and John, they released the kid, and then they just escort him out of the cell block. Now, why would they do that? It's unorthodox under any circumstances. They haven't filed any paperwork, and I mean, technically, the kid is still in our custody.
Look, try to get a hold of McBain.
He's not picking up. McBain, Carlson, and the boy, they're all MIA.
EOQ's assets are frozen or being investigated by the SEC for laundering mob money. How is Pickle Lila going to save us?
Well, as I went through the past records of the company, I came across references to Pickle Lila. It was a very successful company that was started by Mrs. Quartermain.
You know, my grandmother was an amazing woman. She started this entire business out of the kitchen at Kelly's. But I'm not sure I understand why you're bringing it up now. ELQ eventually acquired it. It was phased out. They haven't produced Pickle Lila in years.
Well, perhaps it's time for a relish renaissance.
Take a lesson from the past, right?
But you guys are talking about using a condiment to save ELQ. Are you both crazy?
Arlen, look, I know you've had a rough time lately, but you are losing it. Relish is gonna save ELQ? You barely got enough here for a hot dog.
I'm going to start producing Pickle Lila again. America's best loved relish is making a comeback.
And that's supposed to save ELQ.
Why not? Did before.
As AJ said, maybe the key to preserving ELQ's future lies in its past.
I'm still not following you.
ELQ was having a lot of problems in the 80s. Okay? I mean, I was just a kid, so I didn't really understand what was going on. But there were a lot of machinations going on within the company, and ultimately, ELQ went bust.
Machinations involving the Quartermains, that's a surprise.
We are consistent. I still don't remember exactly what happened, though.
It was Monica's fault, of course. She bankrupted ELQ, threw the family out, and everyone had to live above Kelly's.
Oh, the horror.
My mother started making this relish in the kitchen at Kelly's. She named it Pickle Lila.
Yes, so to make ends meet, Mrs. Quartermain decided to sell the stuff.
You know, actually, people loved it.
Yes, she increased production, and the family decided to market it, and it really caught on. Well, before long, supply couldn't keep up with demand.
Wow. Sounds like Pickle Lila was a monster hit.
Thanks to the money Mother made with Pickle Lila, ELQ was back in the black.
Tracy, that was the 80s. Everything's changed since then, especially the economy.
A quality product is always in demand. Pickle Lila saved ELQ once. It's going to do it again.
You do realize that you'd have to start from scratch. You sure you want to do this?
It's a way to repair the damage I've done to Daddy's company. I have to do it. And no, I want to do it. He wants me to do it.
He? He who?
Daddy.
Even though I would not recommend it, the time that I spent in the Turkish prison gave me a very unique perspective on the way we live our lives now. This current culture and their obsession with electronic gadgetry, despite the fact, I think what they really want is something that reminds them more of a sense of home.
Kind of like an old-time family recipe for delicious relish.
Yes, something simple and traditional. Two facts that actually put Pickle Lila out of favor. Everybody was so quick to move on to the next best thing. But times have changed now. People want things now that are familiar. They want things that are homemade. They want things that are fresh, like from farm to table. That has become fashionable. I think Pickle Lila could be the same.
I think it could work. I mean, what do we have to lose?
Well, there's just one problem.
And what is that?
There's only one jar of Pickle Lila left, and Tracy
has it.
Father was a canny businessman. He knew that this whole mess with ELQ was coming. He knew about the mob money, and he knew that it was going to catch up to me eventually.
Okay.
He lived long enough to know that disaster is always waiting right around the corner, and no matter how successful you are, you can always end up living above Kelly's once again.
I've been there a couple of times.
Exactly, which is why he left me that jar as a reminder that if you are resourceful and hardworking, you can always rebuild. You can rise from the ashes. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Mother. That is exactly what I'm going to do.
John, this is Anna again. If you get this message, you need to call me back because I have a prisoner that's missing and I
line
don't know
two
where
for
you
you.
are and I
They found
don't know where
Carlson.
he is. All right, call me.
Yeah, what do you got? Yeah, all right, I'll be right there.
What is it?
Well, they found Carlson down on Pier 52. He's been stabbed.
Oh my God, is he alive?
Yeah, barely. They're taking him to GH right now.
What about McBain and Rafe?
No sign of them.
Get a CSU over to Pier 52 immediately to process the scene.
I'm on it.
Dante, can you get over to GH, please? Talk to Carlson, see if he can give some answers on what the hell is going on. I'm going to the pier.
You don't think McBain is really mixed up in this, do you?
No. But I've been wrong before.
Well, Tracy may have the last remaining jar of Pickle Lila, but that doesn't matter. All we have to do is find the original recipe.
You know, I knew I made a good move hiring you. You're a genius.
Not so fast. But if we can revive Pickle Lila, then perhaps...
Once Anna finds out that you're the guy that came up with the idea to save ELQ, she's gonna see what a great guy you are, and she's gonna want you back.
You know, I hope you're right.
Look, I don't want to sound negative, but finding that recipe might not be so easy.
You know, this is the first time since Daddy passed and the will was read that I feel remotely optimistic. I cannot fail as long as I take Daddy's final message to heart.
And his message was follow the relish?
Absolutely. That's why it's even more important that you find Lauren Frank. As a great-grandchild, she's entitled to 6% of Daddy's ELQ shares. I have to get her on my side so that I can take back control of the company and save it.
Baby, I love your enthusiasm. But we don't even know if she exists. Carly said it could have just been a mind game.
Well, of course, Carly would say that. She's protecting Michael's inheritance by denying the possibility of another heir.
Well, that could certainly be true.
Lauren is real, and between her and Pickle Lila, I'm going to be back on top, starting right now.
Oh, Tracy, sadly one life to live isn't on anymore.
And a high of 89 degrees.
No, actually, I'm tuning in the financial channel. I want to see if I can get a report on ELQ's stock price.
High of 77.
Some tense moments at the Port Charles Police Department earlier today. Commissioner Anna Devane was held at gunpoint by self-proclaimed vampire slayer Lucy Coe.
Well, I'm glad they didn't mention ELQ in connection to Lucy Coe.
Well, turn the sound back on. I want to hear what happened to Anna.
No, I'm sure she's fine.
If Lucy Coe can take down McBain with a chair, she can certainly take care of Anna.
Anna is an ex-spy. She is more than a match for Lucy.
I'm sorry, Tracy. I've got to find out if she's okay. Sorry.
Commissioner.
Is everyone finished? I'm taking this, right?
Looks like the weapon that killed Allison Barrington.
Yeah, it does. Okay, you take this. Did you guys see this?
What you got, Commissioner?
some evidence back. That doesn't just resemble the weapon that killed Allison Barrington. It is the weapon that killed her.
But only our guys have access to the evidence room.
Yeah, I know.
Alice!
Is Mr. Luke still here?
No, Alice, Mr. Luke is not still here.
I might as well just put away the snacks.
Stop moping. I have a question to ask you. I have just been enjoying this lovely relish, but the jar is almost empty.
Already? You really scarfed that down.
Yeah, well, I'd like some more.
Well, I think that's the last jar.
I'm aware. Do you know where Mother kept the recipe?
Wow, that was way before my time. I've never even tried it. Maybe Cook knew how to make it.
Alice, that is hardly helpful. Seeing as Cook is no longer with us.
May she rest in peace.
But since Cook is no longer with us, there's nobody to stop me from going into the kitchen and looking for the recipe myself. Excuse me?
I think Michael has a point. I remember reading in the file that the recipe for pickled lila was a closely guarded family secret.
You know, I remember something about that too.
Yeah, but I think that might have been part of its success. That might have been part of the mystique, you see, that it was a recipe that was never to be known to anybody outside of the family. In fact, I don't even think the ingredients were listed on the label.
Come on, guys, they have to be written down somewhere. Hey, I want you to go through the company archives. I want you to find any paperwork, any files that you can on Pickle Lila, and then use a search engine, find out anything about Pickle Lila that's online.
You know, I didn't have much access to technology in Turkish prisons, so my computer skills are, well, they're pretty basic.
I'll do it.
No, actually, I want you with me. There's somewhere else that we need to look. Duke, do whatever you have to do to find that recipe.
Okay, get that to the PCPD and have it processed. Pull up all the surveillance footage from the evidence room. I need to find out how the hell that weapon got out of police custody.
Yes, Commissioner.
Oh, and if anyone has heard from Detective McBain, I need to know about it.
You got it.
Anna,
Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. What are you doing here?
when I called the station, they told me where you were. Are you okay?
I'm okay. Why wouldn't I be?
Well, they said on the news that Lucy Coe pulled a gun on you.
How the hell does that get released to the press?
I guess somebody thought it was newsworthy.
Yeah, she did. She knocked out one of my offices and she pulled a gun on me. But, I'm fine.
All in a day's work.
Yeah, got a little tense. She's in custody again. So, you didn't have to come down here and check up on me?
You're important to me, Slim.
Thanks.
Look, I meant what I said. I'm ready to fight for you. For us. But it's a little difficult when you don't return my calls.
Alice!
Oh, Mr. AJ,
Person you were looking for, right?
sorry, you're not still mad at me, are you, about the vote? I mean, I wanted to vote for you, I really did, but Mr. Luke, he asked me to vote for Miss Tracy, and you know how he is. I mean, how can anyone say no to him? I certainly can't, and so, but hey, you won anyway, didn't you? I mean, no harm, no foul?
Relax, that's not why Michael and I are here. We were just wondering if you knew where grandmother kept her recipe for Pickle Lila.
That's so funny. Miss Tracy just asked me the same thing.
She did?
Yeah. I couldn't help her, though. I've never seen the recipe.
Really? And where is Auntie Tracy?
She's in the kitchen looking for it.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I haven't been returning the phone calls. I've been really busy. No.
Yeah. So what's going on? Who did it?
I'm afraid to find out.
How to find out doesn't sound like you.
I know. Well, I mean, it's my job to ask the questions, but I kind of dread finding out the answer. So, hold on.
Oh, sure.
I have to take this. I
Yeah,
really,
yeah, no
sorry.
problem.
Yeah. How's Carson?
Sorry, Commissioner, he didn't make it.
So I'll talk to his family. Did you manage to speak to him?
Only enough for him to tell me that Rafe Kovich isn't the one who stabbed him.
Miss Santiago said that McBain ran off. Did she not think he was going for help? Okay. All right, you get back to the station and you stay on top of this. I'll meet you there. Yeah. I'll call Carson's wife. I know her.
Not a good day to be the commissioner, huh?
No, it's not. I lost an officer, and my good friend and colleague seems to be implicated in the murder.
McBain?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have to believe that there's an explanation for it. But yeah, John is a suspect.
I literally tore that kitchen apart. I could not find the recipe anywhere.
Here. Hi, Trace.
Step away from the relish.
I know John isn't a murderer. I know that, but there's all these inexplicable things that keep happening, and I can't simply ignore them.
The station?
Wait. It's Duke.
Don't answer it. Please, let's talk this through first.
This is Anna Devane. Sorry to have missed you. Leave a message and I'll get back to you. If this is a police emergency, please call 911.
Anna, it's Duke. I just saw the story about Lucy Co assaulting you. I was wondering how you were doing. Would you please call me? I'm thinking about you.
Am I losing it, Duke?
No.
No, I mean, I keep trusting the wrong people. You know, when Duke came back, after 20 years, I thought he was dead, and I wouldn't have a word said against him. Not even what you and Robert were saying. I wouldn't believe you. And then he, you know, turned out to be Faison. Are my instincts that off?
Anna, you've been through so much since losing Robin.
And now there's all this evidence against John, and I have known him for years. He's a good friend, and I've trusted him. And could he be a killer? Am I wrong about him too? I don't even know who to count on anymore.
Me. You can count on me.